Why, good morning, boys and girls. This is Mother here, coming from Daytona, Florida. Yes, Florida. Have you been watching YouTube lately? I saw some interesting things on YouTube about. I've never put much stock into UFOs and things like that. And the other day, they were talking about the possibility of seeing this and that and the other thing. And I was thinking, geez, that is kind of bizarre, but hey, you never know. I didn't think that retirement was real until I experienced it. I thought, it's all just a scam. And I got to thinking, they're there talking about these people coming from outer space and people that look like lizards. And I'm going, are you kidding me? Come on. Who saw these people? Well, supposedly some people were kidnapped. Abducted. I shouldn't say kidnapped. Kidnapped means you want something for them, but no, this isn't the case. They were just abducted and by some people from space. We don't know what part of space. We don't know if they were from another stellar system or our solar system being hidden someplace in the middle of some moon of Saturn or whatever. We have no idea. They have no idea. This is all so crazy. And I got to thinking, my God, wouldn't that be fun? I mean, I would just want to sit down and talk to these people. Or these, thank you, intelligent life forms. And I said, that would be very interesting. I'd like to, first of all, I'd like to ask them about their sexual life and how they reproduce. And if they have people who are into the fun, but not into the reproduction aspect of sex. Like homosexuals here on Earth. And I'd like to see their method and whatever. Wouldn't that be fun? God, I could do a whole documentary on it. Yeah. I wish they'd get in touch with me if they're here. For Christ's sakes, they have nothing to worry about. Do they? We were supposed to go. Otto and I wanted to take a trip. And this whole Rona virus is over with. And we wanted to take a trip. First of all, we were thinking about Argentina, and because we tried going to Argentina before, it was like Peru. So, but then my sister started painting and things, my little sister, and Otto likes her, and we both like her, and said, you know, why don't we take her, if she's interested in art, she really ought to see France. We ought to take her to Paris for a week, and then she could do some painting and drawing and Carcassonne and Avignon or whatever, and then back home again after 2 or 3 weeks. So I said, yeah, that's an excellent idea. So we looked into it, and I did some planning, and she said yes, she'd like to go, and she got a passport and everything, and everyone was all zinged up to go. And as soon as this whole thing was over, and I made up an itinerary that we could just plug in dates. Well, and I figured out there were a few catchy little things, because she lives up north and we'd have to meet, because I don't think she'd want to travel over to Europe on a plane by herself. Or she could come down here and we'd leave from here. So anyhow, she's had some domestic occurrences that have changed. Her situation has changed at home, and she's going to be a caregiver, it appears, and so she's unable to go on the trip. So she's kind of, she's not kind of, she's very upset by the whole thing. She's trying to be strong, just like me. We're the same blood. We're very strong people. Unless you make us cry, and then we're a mess. So, I don't know. It's funny how things work out. You have a good idea, and you think it's going to work out, and COVID comes up, and then after COVID, then there's other things that stop you. And when we were younger and we wanted to travel, nothing stopped us. We went. If you had a fever or cold, whatever, we just went. And we always had a marvelous time. So Otto and I were thinking about how we could spend the money that we were going to spend on the trip. And one of the things I said is, well, we could go on another trip ourselves. Otto's always wanted to do a Greek deal around the islands. And I said, yeah, that'd be nice. But then he said, why don't we just spend the money on a new kitchen for you? And I said, oh, that is a fabulous idea, because I wanted to change out some things in this kitchen, and I want to get new cabinets and more storage, and just on and on and on. So don't talk to me about organizing and decorating together in the same sentence, because I get a hard on. So I was all ready with that. And then we had I came up with another idea about, it was such a stupid idea. I come up with sometimes my ideas are good and sometimes they are not good. So, it's just been crazy. And I said something to hurt Otto's feelings this morning, and I didn't mean it, and I apologize, but I hope it's good enough. Actually, I really don't give a fuck. No, I do. I'm just being silly. Oh, I just remembered the hat. The Easter hat that Stevely Weevely gave me a hat. And it had some sort of symbolism on it. There was a little purple peep, the things you eat, made out of marshmallow. And he had that, and then he had a little medal or something for archery on the bottom of it, and I just figured out what it was. I was saying peep bowl, but it wasn't peep bowl. It was peep bow. No, I mean Bo Peep. Bo Peep. And I thought it was Peepo. Oh, an arrow, Pope arrow, arrow Pope Peep, something. But no, it was Bo Peep. Thank you, Stevely Weevely. Oh my God, how did I forget that? Oh. Little Bo Peep. Well, I'm not little, but I could be Bo Peep. But Steve, that hat was just lovely, Stevely Weevely. I'm going to have to find a way to stick it on my head next year. So there must be some sort of glue, like, I don't know, rubber cement or something. You could stick things on your head. The other day I was looking at a video that I did, and I forgot why I was looking back. Oh, I wanted to make sure I didn't say anything. too awful. And I looked and I said, I always thought he became my grandfather. No. That was for a little while, 2 years ago. Then I thought, Jonathan, you've become your father. No. And I looked at myself with this particular hat on, and my mother had the same hat for Christmas, 1956. Yeah, 1956. And I'll never forget, there must be a picture someplace in the family that has her wearing this hat, but it's the same goddamn hat. I'm serious. And I looked at it and I said, you've become your mother. My nose is my mother. My chin is my mother. I look just like Helen. Oh, God. No wonder my Otto doesn't find me desirable any longer, because I look like his mother-in-law. He and Helen had a love-hate relationship. She loved him crazy, but he would do things and it would just drive her crazy. But she just loved him, and she loved, and my whole family loved him more than me. It's not fair, no. My dad loved Otto. He was like the son he never had, because he never had a son, he had me. Oh, I know what I want to talk about before I leave. When I was 16 years old, 14 years old, my mother made I was always considered a kid who was kind of avant-garde in school. Yeah, very avant-garde. And the other kids sort of, everyone else was wearing suits, jackets and ties to school and blazers. And I would say, no, I'm not going to wear a blazer anymore. I'm going to wear a turtleneck. I mean, not a blazer, a tie anymore, and a shirt. So, at first I started with a dickie. Remember dickies? They're sort of like a turtleneck, partial turtleneck underneath your shirt. So I did that for a while, and there was a lot of balking from the faculty, and they said, no, this is not good, you're not supposed to do that. And the headmaster said, oh, no, let him go ahead, she's fine. He's just that kind of a person, whatever that meant. So they were very sweet. And so then later on I started wearing turtlenecks and no shirt, and just a turtleneck sweater with slacks, my khaki slacks, and my blazer. And again, some of the staff had a problem with it. Well, the problem was not with what I was wearing, it's who I was. And so when I was 14, my mother was knitting. She learned how to knit. And so this is a woman who liked motorcycles. And I don't know who she was trying to impress. Maybe she wanted to get the Mother of the Year award or something. But she had to learn how to knit. So her sister tried to teach her how to knit. Wow, God. It's like me rebuilding a Ferrari engine. But she did a good job. My aunt did most of it. And so Mother made my sister I'll never forget it, a red mohair sweater. Not red, it was a wine color. And I thought, my God, that is absolutely beautiful. It would really go well with my blazer. And I would be good in school because I was always cold in school. Now I'm changed by about 200 pounds and changed. And so she said, this is great, don't you think? And I said, oh, Mother, It's divine. If you love me, and she says, oh, here we go. If you love me. If you love me, I would like winning Kelly Green. So she rolls her eyes, and my aunt said, that's a wonderful idea. If you want a Kelly Green sweater, mohair sweater, your mother should make one for you. Well, my mother hated me at that point, but now she really hated me because she was being challenged as a good mother to knit her son a sweater. Well, I didn't know at the time, but mohair sweaters were for girls. I didn't know that they weren't for boys. And I really didn't care. But, so no one in the family seemed to care. Again, they knew me, and they just, well, if he wants one, give it to him. So I wore it one day. And I had and instead of my turtleneck, I wore my button-down white shirt and I wore it underneath, over the white shirt and underneath the jacket, my blazer. And I got into school, and people were acting a little strange, I noticed. And they're acting like really weird, and they were going like, looking at me like this, and snickering and things. How terrible is this? Well, I didn't think it was terrible. I went to my drama class, and the drama teacher said, Mrs. Perloff said, Jonathan, darling, that is a beautiful sweater, but I don't think it's appropriate for school on so many levels. And I said, what do you mean, dear? She said, when you come to my class, I don't care what the hell you wear. But the rest of the school, the parents especially, will have a fit if they see a boy wearing a sweater like that. And I said, oh God, I know. She says, yeah, you can't wear that. That is considered, it's considered a girl's sweater. And I said, really? And she says, yeah, I know you don't think in those terms, but other people do. And I said, okay, I get it. So she said, maybe you should use that on weekends or whatever, when we have dress-down days with a pair of khakis or something. Or since it's green, it would look good at St. Patrick's Day, perhaps. And I said, I get it. And so my mohair sweater went into the closet, all folded up and nice, and I never really wore it much. And now I look back and I think, well, there was another problem with it. After I left it in the closet for a little while, my little sister grabbed it, and she had tatas. So she put the sweater on, she stretched it out up on top. Now this happens to sweaters. And I was so upset. I went to put it on, and I had these two sagging things in the front. And I said, why did you do this, sis? And she said, everyone called her Putty Cat. Dad called her his Putty Cat. So everyone called her Putty Cat. Pussy Cat. So I said, Cat, Putty Cat, darling, you really shouldn't wear my sweaters. You have a lot of your own. She says, but you weren't wearing it. It's a girl sweater anyhow. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me that to begin with? I had no idea. And she says, because it was fun to see people talk about you. And I said, how sweet of you. Can you believe it? I got back at her. All right. Well, that's enough of that. So don't wear a mohair sweater if you're a boy. Okay. Just to let you know. This is Mother, over and out. Love everyone. Please like my thing if you like it. Put a comment down there. It's lonely. I don't care. Put any comment you want. Tell me I'm an idiot. And the other thing is subscribe. Please subscribe. Mother needs your subscriptions. Love you all. Ciao. Mother out. Mwah.